Hey guys, for our first day of expressions and equations, I'm just going to go through some practice problems that are very common and that you will definitely see some form of on the test. So coming up with an expression for a percent increase or a percent discount, super common, and you will see a problem like this on the MCAP. I can almost guarantee it. So Miguel eats at a restaurant and leaves a 15% tip. This means it's an increase of 15, right? So which expressions represent the total cost? So they want to know how much is his bill going to be with his tip included. Now 15% is 0.15, and we would want to add that to 1 to know our rate because it's an increase. We're not subtracting from 1. We would subtract it from 1 if it was a decrease. So we get 1.15 is what we need to represent, multiply our total, our P by. So A is definitely one of our answers, but now we need to go through and see which of these answers would also be 1.15p. This would just be 0.15p, or just the tip amount. So this is not correct. This, we cannot combine p and 15. So that makes 0 sense. Down here, if we add p to 0.15p, that would be 1.15p. We can add them because they both have p. So this would also be correct. Down here, we can combine these, but this is saying the total plus, so 1 plus 1.1.5. So this would be 2.15p, which would be way too much. So this is also not a correct answer. Down here, you are probably going to have to, this problem right here, you're probably going to have to factor at some point for an equation. When you factor, you need your thing that you're factoring by to go in evenly to every term. So this one is another one where there's going to be a lot of answers that could be correct. I need to see which of these things goes into every single one of these. So if I first check 2, all of these coefficients are divisible by 2, so 2 would work. 6 goes into 36 and 24, but it does not go into 16. So because of this term, 6 would not work. I'm going to check 8. 8 goes into 36. Nope. So 8 would not work. X. Does every term have an x? Yes. 4x. First, is every number divisible by 4? 36, 24, 16. Yes. 4 goes into all of those numbers. Does every number have an x? Yes. So x works. I already know that 8 does not work, so 8x could not work. I'm going to check y. Does every term have a y? No, this term right here does not have a y, so I cannot use y. So any of them with y's could not work because this one term does not have a y. Now down here in this next type of problem, when you have an expression and then they give you these options, most of the time, a lot of the time, it's just going to be easiest to simplify these to figure out which answer matches what you have. So you're going to want to just multiply what's outside by what's inside. So 1/5 times 4/5 x is 4/5 x, but 1/5 times 1 is 1/5, not 1 and 1/5. So this would not be correct. If I do 2/5 times 2x, I still get 4/5 x, but 2/5 times 3 is 6/5 x. Or sorry, 6/5. 2 times 3 is 6. And 6/5 is 1/5. So this is correct. I'm going to go through really quick and make sure, though, that the rest of these aren't. 4/5 times 2, that would have been 8/5, which is too much. Sorry, that's a terrible 8/5. And 5/4 times 1, you can see this one has a 4 in the denominator. These all have 5, so this couldn't possibly be right either. But when you have options like this, it's easiest just to simplify the answers and see which one matches. That's going to be your similar thing here, especially when they say select all, you're going to have to go through and see if you simplify if it would match. So first here, we can't combine any of these, right? They're all different terms. So I'm going to have answers down here that have a y, an x, and a constant term. So this cannot possibly be right. Here I have my 3/2 x. I'm going to have to distribute this -2. So I would get -2y. So far it's matching. Then -2 times 7/2. The 2's cancel out, so I'm left with -7. So this does not match because I need 7/4. We're going to come back to this one. Or no, we'll just do this one. So you see you get the 3/2 x. We get 3/2 y. And we get -1/4 y. And you can start to see there is no constant term. And there is, like, this is not going to be -2y. So this one's not correct. We keep going here. We can see it as the -2y. We can see that 1/2 times 3x is 3/2 x. So that's going to match. 1/2 times 7.5 is 7/4. So that's matching. And remember, I had my -2y at the front. So this one matches. Last one, we're distributing the quarter the whole way through. So -8 divided by 4 is -2y. 6 divided by 4, right, simplifies to 3/2x. And 1/4 times 7 is 7.25. So it matches. And that completes our review.